Hello everybody, how is it going? My name is Lucas, and today on Drives with the XFX3, we're checking out a pretty legendary drive pedal, the Fulltone OCD. And guys, if your first time here or if you've been here before, make sure you are subscribed. We do lots of cool stuff here. Do gear reviews, XFX stuff, do giveaways from time to time. I don't want you to miss any of that cool stuff, so make sure you are subscribed. So without any further ado, let's jump right in and check out the Fulltone OCD. YouTube rules would dictate that I need to hurry up and play for you because I need to hook you in the first 30 seconds to keep you here so you don't go away. But I want to explain the drive pedal first. If you want to skip the playing, just look in the chapter markers and you can skip there. This is what the OCD looks like. It is white. I think it did some other releases of different colors. I'm not 100% sure. It has your typical volume drive and tone like every drive knob on the planet, but it has a high peak and low peak switch on it, which is kind of the secret weapon of this pedal. And it's broken up into two different pedals in the XFX itself, so you can kind of choose through each one. So the high peak model, it increases the distortion through the drive knob and it increases the mid-range between 1 and 2 kilohertz for more of a British vibe. And the low peak, which is favored by many owners, includes accuracy to the original amp sound with very little correlation, which is good for clean boosting and cranked blackface or tweed style ones. The switch expands the range of the use of the pedal. We're going to be looking at both of these, but we're not doing any Marshall or Vox or any of that kind of tone. We're doing some Metalcore today, ladies and gentlemen, because that's kind of the mood I'm in. So I wanted to explore it on both of these. Let's start on high pass first. Let's explain some things about what we're going to be doing. So guitar, I'm going to be using my Mayonnaise Duvel and Drop C. I have some bare knuckle War Pigs in it. Amp we're using is a red Revv 1. We have IR wise, we have some IRs from my friend John, the other John Brown. It's the Lucifer ones from the Lichtlerm amp that the amp was designed with. It's a 57 on the sweet spot, and I'm using a beta from ML Sound Lab, so I'm mixing IRs here. This isn't even out yet, it's in beta, so I'm testing that out. And I believe that is everything. I've been talking too much, like always, so let's get to some playing. So we're going to start with the drive off is what we're going to do. Then I'm going to kick it on, and then I'm going to kick it and go to all kind of different levels. All right, so let's play. and that is going to be the Fulltone OCD. Whew. This is the things that I've noticed about this drive. So to answer the question, does this thing work well with Metalcore? I think it does. When you have a super high overdriven amp, this pedal does wonders with it, but what I like about it is the high peak and the low peak. So the low peak absolutely works 100% better when you're using it in front of a high gain amp, because as you heard when I was switching between the two, you can hear those upper mids kind of kick in and get kind of fizzy, and they kind of cause a lot of disturbances is what I kind of noticed. But when you put it on a low peak, it just kind of kept everything really tight. And what I like about this pedal too is that it isn't very colorful, and what I mean is that it doesn't really like screw with the tone very much. It keeps things very tight, and it doesn't like throw a huge mid hump. From what I noticed, I couldn't really notice it a whole lot. And the way I ran the setup is kind of the same way I run it on my real Revv, which you can kind of see behind me. The boom is kind of blocking it a little bit, but what I normally do on there, I stack two drives in front of it. I stack my 808X Max on, and I stack my Revv Tilt Boost in front of it. And what I normally do with that is I pretty much keep the gain on the amp pretty much like non-existent. I keep it up enough just so it starts to kind of kick in. And I kind of did that here, did it a little here. So pretty much the whole demo was like on 1, and so I have the gain like right around 2. And I find it kind of works better like that. So you keep the drive on the amp down a little bit, and you kind of let the pedal kind of push it and drive it through. Which, I mean, you can kind of do it either way. I just kind of like it like this. And I like the level control in here, because when you move the level control, that's when it kind of opens it up, and you know, you can get that snarliness if you want. It is very true what was said in the wiki about it too. Whenever you are on high peak mode, the drive on here kind of takes over, and it's kind of like the star of the show. So to me, when it's on high peak mode, it seems to me it's kind of meant to be used more with like a lower gain type of amp, so you can kind of drive it a little more. And when you go to low peak mode, it's kind of, I don't even know if it's meant for this, but it works well whenever you're driving it with a overdriven amp. So I hope you enjoyed the run through of the OCD. I wanted to do it in Metalcore. I've been doing a lot of other demos with kind of, you know, like mid-gain type of stuff, and I just wanted to kind of just go all out today because this is kind of what I had in my brain. So I hope you enjoyed this demo. Leave me a thumbs up if you thought it was cool, and let me give you a preview of what we're going to be looking at next. I think we're going to be going down the DS1 distortion road, because, you know, the DS1 distortion, you either love it or you absolutely hate it. There's no like in between with that pedal. It's very polarizing. So guys, you thought this was cool, leave me a thumbs up. If you aren't subbed, you should. And guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I know there is so much stuff vying for your attention, and you chose to spend some time with me, and I greatly appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.